Yes, people, it's your boy CultureCams. Welcome back to the channel. And wow, I love when footballers come out and speak their truths, and that's exactly what Mo Salah has come out and done, which we're gonna get straight into. But guys, first and foremost, like, share, subscribe, turn the notifications on so you can stay up to date with my channel. A little bit of a different camera angle right now. I've had the worst day when it comes to technology. Honestly, I really am in unk mode now. I'm starting to think I actually am an unk. But you know what I'm talking about. Mo Salah. Mo Salah. Mo Salah. I don't even know how the song goes. But Mo Salah has basically come out today and said that yesterday, that he is more out than in as a Liverpool player. Mohamed Salah, the Liverpool legend, has come out and said that he is more out than in. And just to remind you people right now, I'm just looking at stats. He's got 10 goals and 6 assists in 12 games this season. Just got the winner. I think it was against Brighton. Just got the winner against Southampton. He's on fire. He's on form. You know, he is leading the charge for Liverpool at the moment. And I think this is as good as Mo Salah has been in his career, as good as he has been for Liverpool, especially, of course, I think this is the first season where I'm looking at it and it's directly a Mo Salah carry job. Because 17-18, yes, he scored 44 goals. He was amazing, but Liverpool didn't win the league. They weren't challenging for the league. They got to the Champions League final. Van Dijk came in, really gave them a boost because they were leaking goals before that. Firmino was in a great moment, scored a lot of goals that season. Mane, of course. Then you look at 18-19, Mane as a running mate and Liverpool as a whole were just a complete team. And then you look at 19-20, you know, you had Trent, of course, you had Robbo, you had Van Dijk, you had Mane, who you can argue was actually probably maybe more clutch that season than Mo Salah, despite I think they might have leveled on goals that season, I believe. But I think this is the first season where I'm looking at it and I'm like, you know what? This is all you. This is all him. In terms of the attacking impetus, in terms of the attacking form of Liverpool right now, I think it's all on Mo Salah. I mean, goals, assists, in the final third passing, who's going to create their chances, the general threat, the transition threat is mainly there because of a Mo Salah. So when you're looking at it now, I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, okay, this is like, if they win the league, this is Mo Salah's title. You know what I mean? And I'm not going to say it's to the extent of like a Van Persie to Man United in 2013, where it felt like a complete carry job. I will give respect to the other players, of course. And of course, in that season, those players like Carrick, Rio, and that had good seasons. But I think this year, I don't know, there's just something different. Maybe because the squad isn't as the strongest Liverpool squad of all time, but they are really doing their thing. But let's get into what Mo Salah actually said. So Salah said, well, we're almost in December and I haven't received any offers yet to stay at the club. I'm probably more out than in. You know how I've been with the club for many years. There's no club like this, but in the end, it's not in my hands. As I said, as before, I haven't received anything yet. Of course, I love the fans. The fans love me, but in the end, it's not in me or the fans' hands. Let's wait and see. First thing I'm going to say is, Mo Salah, you have pulled a blinder, because the one thing that he has now done is not only would the club be getting pressure from his agent, and obviously Mo Salah, who sounds like he wants to stay at the football club, they are going to be getting shitloads of pressure from fans now, to the point that even when you're winning and you're top of the league, there's something that feels like it could be dampening it a little bit. The cloud about Mo Salah, and you've still got to think Van Dijk is included in that. There's also Trent Alexander-Arnold. So you got three of their most important players, the three most important players in my opinion, all coming to the end of their contract. But Mo Salah is the first one to basically say, hey, what's on your table? He moved the first card. He wants to see what cards he played. What's the word? He dealt his first card, or dealt his first hand. Like, Mo Salah has put pressure on FSG. He's put pressure on Michael Edwards. And it's a situation that I'm interested to see how it plays out. Because, hey, listen, as a Man United fan, hey, Salah, Adios, mate. I would be glad to see the back of him. I'll be glad to see him go. I'll be very, very happy. Please. One-way ticket. If they need me to pay for it, I'll pay for it. Business class on me. But you see how I'm talking? That's the first thing FSG should be thinking about. The amount of joy rivals, the amount of joy opposition teams are going to take seeing Mo Salah not in that 11 for Liverpool. That fear factor that it adds. That constant, yeah, we may be 1-0 up, but we know they got Salah. Yeah, it's going to be a good game, but we got to leave our fullback back because he's playing against Salah. Little things like that will evaporate when you lose a Salah. And then it'll basically indicating that you're going to try and basically start a rebuild. Now, from FSG's side, are they thinking maybe not to give a contract to Salah? Don't give the contract to Van Dijk potentially because they're aging, what they might demand on wages. They might be thinking they can give to a younger player, somebody that could be at the club for the next 5, 6, 7, 8 years. I understand all that. But in this moment, if you go and win a league, and I was talking about it with Liez, and I was thinking maybe they'll just let him go. Thank you for number 2. Off you go. But now when I'm thinking about it more, I think it'll be a crazy decision to let Mo Salah go. I think it'll be a crazy decision. And I think Liverpool, for once, FSG, go for it. Go for it. I understand that Mo Salah is probably going to want 400k, whatever he's going to want. Highest paid player in the league. Is he currently playing like he should be the highest paid player in the Premier League? Yes. I just saw this guy take off his top. Bro, he's chiseled like Zeus. That guy can still go for a few more years. I don't see a rapid decline happening. When everyone thought it might happen last season, like it was looking a bit, performances weren't the greatest. This season, I'm not saying he looks back to his best, but like his peak, but he's at a very, very high level where he's still a top 3 player in the Premier League and he's still the best winger in the Premier League, easily, in my opinion. So when you're looking at it, is this the right time? Now, there is examples of guys, Alexis Sanchez, Ozil, Aubameyang, Man United have done a few where you're giving someone contracts and you're like, in a year, you're like, you never should have done that. But I don't see what the harm is. For example, if you gave Mo Salah an extra 2-year contract, made him the highest paid player in the Premier League, and you just ride it out. And in that time, you go and sign another player. You go and sign people that maybe might be a successor to him or build a squad so that when Mo Salah does leave, it doesn't impact them or hurt you as much. Liverpool have to go for it for once. Man City are there for the taking. Arsenal are still building, which they should be at the top of the table fighting. They are fighting for titles, but I think they should have won a Premier League by now. But Arsenal are there. Not saying they're there for the taking, but Arsenal are there. City are there for the taking. The great Man City. This should be the moment where every Premier League club say, yeah, Chelsea, boom, let me go and get that goalkeeper. Let me go and get that other centre back. Let me go and get that dynamic, whatever it is. Man United, boom, let's back Ruben Amorim quickly. Liverpool, if they win this Premier League, give that contract to Salah. Go again. Go and sign someone. Go again. But it could happen is that you win the league, you say bye-bye, farewell Salah. I don't know with Van Dijk, but let's just say you say farewell Salah. All of a sudden, the next season, when you're trying to retain, and everyone's improved a little bit, but you've just lost arguably the best player in the Premier League, everyone's improved a little bit. The best player in the Premier League of the following season is gone. The fear factor has left a bit. Everyone wants to get at the champions because the champions are the champions. You want to beat the champions. All of a sudden, you're building yourself a kind of a tough scenario. You're putting yourself in a bit of a tough situation there. I think for what Mo Salah represents. Now, listen, I know he's not a Steven Gerrard in terms of what he represents for the club. Boyhood, Scouser, has the haircut that every Scouser has. Yeah, I mean, proper local lad. But Mo Salah is like an adopted son for them. Mo Salah is like an adopted son for Liverpool. So when you look at that and you think about the importance that he brings to Liverpool, not only on the pitch, but off the pitch, I'm thinking it's crazy for Liverpool to even consider letting him go. It's crazy. The closest example I can say to this, right, and I'm not trying to say that they're the same level because, of course, Cristiano Ronaldo is a GOAT, but it's the Real Madrid situation. Ronaldo wanted a new contract, and Florentino Perez had to make a decision. Do I keep Cristiano Ronaldo or do I let this guy go? He wants big money, which would probably be more than Mo Salah would want anyway, but he wants big money. He's clearly not the... They just won the Champions League, but he's... This is the crazy thing. They just won the Champions League, but he's kind of like this Ronaldo now. You know what I mean? It's like, when's his decline going to come? Like, you now start seeing him more as a poacher in the box, a box striker. So Perez kind of looked ahead and thought, I need to get rid of him, or I'm not going to give him the new contract that he wants. I'm going to let him go somewhere else. That's the best example I think you can give to this Salah situation, in which I think FSG are thinking. I think they are looking at him like the same way Perez was looking at Cristiano Ronaldo in 17-18, going into the 18-19 season. And you got to remember, Ronaldo still went to Juventus and scored over 100 goals. Do you know what I mean? So it's not like he was washed. Neither is Mo Salah. But that's where FSG are probably thinking. But I can't lie. For what he represents, I would give him the new contract if I was Liverpool. If I was Liverpool, I would do it. Personally, I just think it's such a risky thing. And you know the passion of Scousers and of Liverpool fans, that they can turn on the club if something like that happens, if Mo Salah was to go away. You know? But one thing Salah's going to want to leave them with regardless is a trophy. Yeah, I mean, it's a title. I think there's two sides to it. As I said, there's the FSG side and there's the Mo Salah side and there's the fan side. So there's three sides to it, you know? But one thing is, FSG might be waiting to see how Salah plays. And I think that's something that people need to take into consideration. I think they are waiting, but that can also be seen as disrespectful to Mo Salah. 100%. Because they might be waiting there and sitting there and saying, do you know what? Let's wait and see. Because, you know, sometimes you give someone a new contract and all of a sudden they start plateauing. But right now, Liverpool are fighting for the Champions League. They're fighting for the Premier League. Maybe they're thinking, let's just wait and see what happens. Let's see. You know? Let's go and win a league. Let's go 20 points clear. Let's go 15 points clear. Then we can start to talk. But great players don't wait. Great players don't wait. And great players have egos. And when they have an ego, they'll be saying, what? You're making me wait. Mo Salah. Me. That's the thing. So another discussion that popped up was that people are always popping up as if he's the best Liverpool player of all time, I believe it is. Or is it the Premier League era? I don't know. Listen, from the past, I'm not going to talk about the past, Kenny Dalglish and Ian Rush and John Barnes and Graham Souness, etc. Because when I look at that crop, I'm thinking this is clearly a generational thing, because that crop won it all, mate. Back-to-backs and stuff. They won it all. So we can't really use success for Salah against them. You can't, you know what I mean? You have to start talking about maybe ability and stuff. But again, we didn't be able to see them. Same thing with Steven Gerrard. Steven Gerrard's kind of factor is they were a really bad team and he carried them, and the greatest night they've had, Steven Gerrard's fingerprints was all over it, and boyhood and how long he stayed there and the magic goals and of course his ability. That's what he had to counter against the Kenny Dalglishes and that, who were kind of like seen as in a successful squad, great players in a team. Mo Salah is a little bit in the middle in a weird way, because I don't think it's like a poor Liverpool team. I don't at all. But he's in a position where I think he's clearly elevating their level. So he's got a little bit of the Gerrard thing in him. And then he's won more than like a Gerrard in terms of he won a Premier League, which is the big prize. So he can maybe kind of, he's not got the success of Ken Dalglish in that, but he's got success. And maybe he's carrying, not to the extent of Gerrard, but he's carrying. So I think he's like in a little bit of like a mixture with them. And I see a lot of people saying, is he the best player for Liverpool of all time? I think they're probably talking about Premier League. I'm still going to go Steven Gerrard for what I like in terms of the way he was, the ability. I just think his ability was unreal. You know, the moments, what he means to the club, etc. I'm not a Liverpool fan. I'm just looking at it from the outside in. I think Steven Gerrard is. But Mo Salah will be second. Van Dijk will be up there as well. What Mo Salah has done for Liverpool, I think it's 166 Premier League goals now, is it? In all time. So you think about that. He needs just a few more. I mean, does he want to stay to get into the 200 club? I mean, if he signs a contract for 2 more years, 3 more years, he could get in the 100 club. Obviously, he's won Player of the Years. He's won Footballer of the Years. He's won 3 Golden Boots, Player of the Season, lots of stuff. Liverpool Player of the Season, he's won 4 times. So it's no doubt that Mo Salah is definitely up there. Top 5, I think top 2, with Steven Gerrard as their greatest player of the modern era. I personally think so. I mean, Mane, Van Dijk, and these guys, Alisson, have done great things, but Mo Salah is really the one that I would say is in that conversation with Gerrard. I still gonna stick with Gerrard, but I'm seeing some people say Gerrard, some people say Mo Salah, which are fully understandable. But as time goes on, people do tend to lean to what's currently happening, and of course, that Premier League win, something that Steven Gerrard didn't have. But again, can you really hold that to Steven Gerrard? There is been, if you look at the 13-14 season, then yeah, you can hold it to him. But in totality, look at the FA Cup, that FA Cup final, just some games as well. When you just randomly search some random Steven Gerrard games, you see some magical things. You're like, these are things that you're not going to talk about now. If I go and have a conversation with you and I say, hey, remember that Gerrard 60-yard ball or that sick through ball, the way he ran the game against Middlesbrough in 2007, you're going to be thinking, talk to me about moments, talk to me about success, trophy. So that's where kind of performances fade. But I would still go Steven Gerrard, man. Grew up watching Steven Gerrard. Obviously saw Gerrard in his later years as well. I just think it's Gerrard. But Salah, massive credit to him, man. Listen, if he wins another Premier League, player of the year, because if they win it, he'll win player of the year. Who knows, man? Who knows? Maybe he is Liverpool's best ever Premier League player or Liverpool's best ever player. Again, I didn't watch the guys in the past, so I'm not going to speak on them. But I think from what I see in the game, it will be Steven Gerrard. However, Gerrard, by the way, was in this situation too. Let's not forget. So Gerrard almost left the club. Gerrard almost left Liverpool and they gave him a new contract. Obviously, a lot younger he was and stuff. But this isn't the first time where Liverpool have been in kind of contract disputes with their best player. So it's going to be interesting to see how it turns out. I think Liverpool should give him the new deal, man. I think they should. I think he deserves it. He's playing at a higher level than anyone else is at the moment. Liverpool have an opportunity to really sit Man City down, because you never know when the decline is going to come. You never know what Man City are going to do next season. Liverpool needs to be ready. And I think the best way of being ready is having Mo Salah. It's having Virgil van Dijk. It's having Trent Alexander-Arnold. Because when you think about it, somebody walk into the club and you see Mo Salah, you see Van Dijk, you're inspired. You want to be to that level. You want to get to that. Those are the players that bring you to a Liverpool football club. You know what I mean? So if they were to leave the team, it's just kind of a backward step. You take one step forward, but you're taking 2 steps back. So, hey, FSG, don't listen to me though. Don't listen to me. Who am I? I'm just a content creator speaking from my yard. Don't give Salah the contract. He don't need it. You know what I mean? Liverpool don't need it. You don't give it to him. You know what I'm saying? Let him leave. He's a legend. He's a legend of the club. Let him leave, man. Let him, say thank you, say goodbye. You know what I mean? Give him a little tifo. Mo Salah, Egyptian king. Mwah. Perfect. If you're listening, FSG, Michael Edwards on that laptop, get up YouTube, go to CultureCams. Here's me giving you advice. Let Salah leave. No mas. No mas. That's your boy CultureCams. Like, share, subscribe, turn your notifications on. I'll be back for Dos Locos on Wednesday. And I'm going to do some big interviews on Tuesday. No, not on Tuesday. On Wednesday. So look out for that one as well. Got some players. Try and guess who the players are. Try and guess. I remember last time I said I got an interview. One person guessed Rudiger. But try and guess who we got. Who it's not Inside Scoop. It's myself with Liaz. Try and guess who we've got some interviews coming up with. If you can, let me know in the comments. But again, it's CultureCams. Love for watching. I'm out.